In the western part of Africa, nestled between green hills and the winding river, there was a small village called Kropapa. The people of Kropapa led simple lives, farming, fishing, and caring for their families. They were content, living in harmony with nature and one another. Among them was a young woman named Amma, known for her gentle nature and hard-working spirit. Amma's life had been difficult from a young age. Her mother died when she was just a child, leaving her in the care of her father, Kwame Osei. To provide a mother figure for Amma, Kwame Osei remarried a woman named Ma Jane, hoping she would raise his daughter. But Ma Jane was far from the loving stepmother he had hoped for. She was harsh and cruel, especially towards Amma, and favored her own two daughters, Afia and Ajor, who were just as unkind as their mother. From morning until night, Amma toiled away. She cooked, cleaned, fetched water from the river, and looked after the animals. Despite all her hard work, Ma Jane constantly criticized her, and Afia and Ajor mocked her at every turn. But Amma stayed hopeful, finding solace in singing the songs her mother had taught her under the shade of an old baobab tree. In addition to her burdens at home, Amma faced challenges at school. She was always late, her eyes heavy with exhaustion from the morning chores. The teacher often punished her for her tardiness, and sometimes Amma would doze off during lessons. Her teachers, concerned, would ask her why she was always so tired. But Amma, fearful of Ma Jane's wrath, kept the truth to herself. The teachers brought their concerns to Kwame Osei, but Ma Jane always made excuses, blaming Amma for her own struggles. Despite everything, Amma excelled in her studies. She consistently came first in her class, much to the amazement of her teachers. How could a girl with such a hard life at home still manage to be so brilliant? Amma's determination and intelligence shone through, even in the face of adversity. One day, an unfortunate event shook the household. Ma Jane's prized gold necklace went missing. Without hesitation, she accused Amma of stealing it. Although Amma insisted she was innocent, Ma Jane and her daughters Afia and Ajor lied, claiming they had seen her with the necklace. "Search her things," Ma Jane demanded, her voice filled with false outrage. Kwame Osei, torn between his love for his daughter and the need to maintain peace in his home, reluctantly agreed. As they rummaged through Amma's belongings, Ma Jane's eyes gleamed with malicious satisfaction. At the bottom of Amma's bag, hidden beneath her school books, they found the necklace. Kwame Osei's face fell as he pulled out the necklace. He looked at Amma, his eyes full of disappointment. "Amma, how could you?" he asked, his voice heavy with sorrow. "But father, I didn't take it. I don't know how it got there," Amma pleaded, tears streaming down her face. She felt a deep sense of betrayal, not understanding how the necklace had ended up in her bag. Despite her cries of innocence, Kwame Osei, under Ma Jane's pressure, punished Amma, leaving her heartbroken and disillusioned. Amma wept bitterly, feeling betrayed and alone. She knew she hadn't taken the necklace, but there was no one to defend her. It seemed that no matter how hard she worked or how kind she was, nothing would ever change. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Amma went to the river to fetch water. On her way, she encountered an old woman struggling with a heavy load of firewood. Without thinking twice, Amma offered to help. "Let me carry that for you, grandmother," Amma said kindly, lifting the heavy bundle from the old woman's frail shoulders. They walked together to the old woman's hut. When they arrived, the old woman revealed her true identity as a powerful enchantress in disguise. "Your kindness has not gone unnoticed, dear child," the enchantress said, handing Amma a small, intricately carved wooden box. "Inside this box is a gift. Open it only when you truly need help." Amma, though surprised, accepted the box with gratitude. "Thank you," she whispered, bowing deeply. But when she looked up, the old woman had disappeared, leaving Amma to wonder if it was her late mother's spirit or someone else who had come to her aid. Not wanting to risk Ma Jane discovering the box, Amma hid it in a safe place in the nearby forest, carefully concealing it within a hollow tree trunk. Life continued to be a struggle for Amma. Ma Jane's cruelty intensified, and Afia and Ajua found new ways to torment her. Yet whenever Amma felt overwhelmed, she thought of the wooden box hidden in the forest, and it gave her a glimmer of hope. A few weeks later, excitement swept through Kropapa. The village chief had announced a grand celebration to welcome his son, Prince Amponsa, back from his travels. The festival promised music, dancing, and an abundance of food. Afia and Ajua were thrilled, eagerly planning how they might catch the prince's attention. "Amma, you are not going to the celebration," Ma Jane said coldly. "You have work to do here." She handed Amma a long list of chores that would keep her occupied all night. Amma watched with a heavy heart as Ma Jane and her daughters dressed in their finest clothes and left for the celebration, leaving her alone with her sorrow. Desperate and filled with longing, Amma decided to retrieve the wooden box from the forest. When she opened it, a warm golden light filled the surroundings. As the light faded, Amma found herself wearing the most beautiful gown she had ever seen. To her amazement, all her chores had been magically completed as well. A gentle voice whispered, "Go to the celebration, Amma. Your kindness is your strength." With newfound confidence, Amma made her way to the village square, where the celebration was in full swing. As she entered, all eyes turned to her, captivated by her beauty and grace. Even Prince Amponsa, tall and handsome, was immediately drawn to her. Prince Amponsa approached Amma and with a warm smile asked, "May I have this dance?" Amma, her heart fluttering, accepted. They danced together under the twinkling stars, talking and laughing as if they had known each other forever. For the first time in a long while, Amma felt truly happy. But as the night drew to a close, she remembered that she needed to keep her identity a secret. In her haste to leave, she lost one of her sandals. The next morning, the village was abuzz with news. Prince Amponsa had announced that he would marry the woman whose foot fit the lost sandal. Excitement rippled through Kropapa as every young woman dreamed of becoming the prince's bride. Ma Jane was determined to ensure that either Afia or Ajua would be the one to marry the prince. They eagerly tried to squeeze their feet into the delicate sandal, but it was too small for both of them. When Amma stepped forward to try on the sandal, Ma Jane scoffed, "Don't waste the prince's time." but Prince Amponsa insisted. As Amma gently slipped her foot into the sandal, it fit perfectly. The prince's face lit up with joy. He took her hands in his and declared, "It's you. I've finally found you." Ma Jane, Afia, and Ajua were furious. Unable to bear the thought of Amma's happiness, they began spreading malicious rumors, claiming that Amma was a witch who had cast a spell on the prince. But their jealousy didn't stop there. Desperate to prevent the marriage, they devised a wicked plan. They hired a man to dishonor Amma while she slept, knowing that it was considered an abomination for a prince to marry a woman who was not a virgin. But when the man tried to carry out their plan, something extraordinary happened. As he began to undress Amma, he was suddenly overcome with madness. Terrified, he fled the house, leaving Amma untouched. The man ran straight to the chief's palace and confessed everything, revealing Ma Jane's plot to ruin Amma's life. The chief was shocked by the man's confession and immediately called a meeting with the village elders. Ma Jane, Afia, and Ajua were summoned to the palace. When confronted with the truth, they had no choice but to admit their evil deeds. The chief and elders were outraged. As punishment, Ma Jane and her daughters were banished from Kropapa, never to return. Amma was finally free from their cruelty. In a grand celebration, Amma married Prince Amponsa, and the entire village rejoiced. As queen, Amma continued to embody the kindness and generosity she had always shown. She used her position to uplift the village, building schools, creating jobs, and ensuring that everyone was cared for. As Amma and Prince Amponsa began their reign, they embarked on a mission to bring prosperity and joy to the people of Kropapa. One day, while exploring the outskirts of the village, Amma came across a neglected piece of land. The ground was barren and the trees were withered, but Amma saw potential in it. She envisioned a beautiful garden where people could come to relax, meditate, and enjoy nature. Recalling the wooden box given to her by the enchantress, Amma decided to use its power once more. She retrieved the box and opened it under the withered trees. A soft breeze swept through the land, and as it did, the earth began to tremble gently. To Amma's amazement, vibrant flowers bloomed, and the trees sprang to life, bearing the most delicious fruits. The barren land transformed into a lush, enchanted garden. Word of the magical garden spread quickly throughout the village. The people of Kropapa were delighted and would often visit the garden to escape their worries. It became a symbol of hope and renewal for everyone. In the heart of the garden, Amma built a small shrine in honor of her late mother, where she often sat to sing the songs her mother had taught her. The garden not only brought peace to the villagers, but also became a place where Amma could find solace. Whenever she faced challenges in her role as queen, she would retreat to the garden, finding strength and wisdom in its beauty. The villagers soon came to see the garden as a sacred place. They would leave offerings at the shrine, and many claimed to feel a deep sense of peace and comfort whenever they visited. The garden became a place of healing, where people came to find relief from their troubles. As time passed, Kropapa continued to thrive under the wise and compassionate rule of Amma and Prince Amponsa. However, not all were pleased with their prosperity. In a distant kingdom, a jealous king named Kofi Akoto heard of Kropapa's growing influence and beauty. He envied their success and feared that his own people would be drawn to the peaceful and flourishing village. Determined to bring ruin to Kropapa, King Kofi Akoto consulted a powerful sorcerer known for his dark magic. The sorcerer agreed to help the king, casting a spell that would unleash a terrible storm upon the village. The storm would destroy their crops, flood their homes, and bring despair to the people. One night, as the villagers of Kropapa slept, dark clouds gathered ominously over the village. Thunder rumbled, and a fierce wind began to blow. The villagers woke in terror as torrential rain poured down, and the river that once gently wound through the village began to rise rapidly, threatening to flood their homes. Amma, sensing the dark magic behind the storm, rushed to the enchanted garden. There she knelt before the shrine of her mother and opened the wooden box once more. As she did, a golden light emerged, casting a protective barrier around the village. The storm raged on, but the rain could not penetrate the barrier. The river, though swollen, did not overflow. The villagers watched in awe as the storm subsided, leaving their village untouched. Amma knew that the protection granted by the box was temporary, and that they needed to find a way to permanently remove the threat posed by King Kofi Akoto and the sorcerer. Determined to protect her people, Amma sought guidance from the village elders and the wisest among them. They told her of a sacred mountain far to the north, where it was said that the spirit of the land resided. Only by seeking the spirit's blessing could they permanently safeguard Kropapa from the dark forces that threatened it. With Prince Amponsa by her side, Amma embarked on a perilous journey to the sacred mountain. The path was treacherous, with steep cliffs, dense forests, and dangerous animals lurking in the shadows. Yet, Amma and the prince pressed on, driven by their love for their people and each other. Along the way, they encountered various trials designed to test their resolve and purity of heart. In one instance, they had to cross a raging river with no bridge in sight. Trusting in the guidance of the wooden box, Amma opened it and a bridge of light appeared, allowing them to cross safely. In another trial, they were confronted by a fierce lion guarding the path. Amma, remembering the teachings of her mother, sang a soothing song. The lion, calmed by her voice, lay down and allowed them to pass. With each trial, Amma and Prince Amponsa grew stronger, their bond deepening as they faced the challenges together. Finally, after many days of travel, they reached the summit of the sacred mountain. There they found a glowing crystal embedded in the earth, pulsating with a gentle rhythmic light. As they approached, the spirit of the land appeared before them, a majestic figure made of swirling mist and light. The spirit spoke in a voice that echoed through the mountains. "Amma, daughter of Kropapa, your kindness and bravery have brought you here. What is it that you seek?" Amma bowed respectfully and explained the plight of her village. The spirit listened and then nodded solemnly. "To protect your village, you must offer something of great value, something that represents the essence of your heart." Without hesitation, Amma offered the wooden box, knowing it had been a gift of great power and significance. The spirit accepted the offering, and in return, granted Kropapa eternal protection from dark forces. The crystal at the summit began to glow brighter, sending a wave of energy across the land. As they descended the mountain, Amma and Prince Amponsa felt a deep sense of peace. They knew that their village would be safe, and that the sacrifices they made were not in vain. Upon their return to Kropapa, Amma and Prince Amponsa were greeted with cheers and celebration. The villagers who had been anxiously awaiting their return could sense the renewed strength and protection that now surrounded their home. The dark storm was gone, and in its place a sense of peace and security filled the hearts of the people. Under the protection of the spirit of the land, Kropapa entered a golden age of prosperity. The village grew and its people thrived. The enchanted garden became a place of pilgrimage, where people from all over the land would come to pay their respects and seek blessings. Amma and Prince Amponsa had children who were raised with the same values of kindness, generosity, and wisdom that Amma had always embodied. Queen Amma's story became legend, a tale passed down through generations. Her wooden box, though no longer in her possession, remained a symbol of hope and resilience. The villagers would often gather under the old baobab tree where Amma once sang to share stories of their beloved queen and the miraculous events that had shaped their village. Under Queen Amma's rule, Kropapa became more than just a prosperous village. It became a beacon of light in the region, known for its justice, compassion, and harmony. Visitors would leave with their hearts full, inspired by the story of a young woman who had faced adversity with unwavering courage and kindness. As Amma grew older, she continued to lead her people with wisdom and grace. She taught her children and grandchildren the importance of kindness, reminding them that true strength lies in love and compassion. Even as she passed on her crown to the next generation, her legacy lived on. Queen Amma's story spread far beyond the borders of Kropapa, inspiring people across the land. Her tale was a timeless reminder that even in the darkest times, kindness, hope, and determination can bring about profound change. And so, the legacy of Queen Amma lived on, not just in the hearts of the people of Kropapa, but in the lands beyond, where her story continued to inspire and uplift those who heard it. The people of Kropapa and those who came after them would never forget the tale of Amma, the kind-hearted queen who had overcome hardship with love and perseverance. Her memory would be cherished for generations, a symbol of the enduring power of kindness and the strength of the human spirit. Thank you for watching. The AfriFolkTales team invites you to subscribe to our channel. Like this video and share it with your friends. Don't forget to leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Stay tuned for our next video.